thought we played with really great effort. We just didn't play as smart as we would like to. And so, obviously, again, not the result we're looking for, but feel very good about this football team. These two young men sitting next to me, I thought, showed the type of resolve that we're looking for in this program moving forward. And like Nate told me, I don't see us losing another game. That's where our mentality is we are going to get better. Our players are going to get better. Our coaches are going to get better, and we're going to get back to work tomorrow. So yeah, that's all I got in terms of an opening statement. I'll turn it over to you guys for the players.
Questions for Nate and Donovan?
Nate, you said earlier this offseason that you wanted the offensive line to no longer be a weakness. Let's say you guys are pretty strong out there. How do you guys think you performed?
I thought we had a very physical game. I thought we did very good running the football. I think we had about 190 yards on the ground, which is good versus a defense that's known for stopping the run. But at the end of the day, the defense played their ass off. They only gave up 13 points. If your defense gives up 13 points, you need to win the ball game. So the offense has got to get better, and I'm very confident that we will.
For Donovan, just about that sort of defensive side, especially against the run, and what Coach was saying about the physicality of that. I mean, how did you feel against these guys on the offensive line?
Yeah, I believe, like I said it before, Coach Dennison, he's going to put us in the right position to make plays. I think we have all athletes everywhere on the field, like up front, in the middle, and in the back end. I'm just saying, like, I feel very confident in this defense going on because Coach Dennison is running this program, running our defense. So, just big shout out to him.
Donovan, you guys forced 5 3-and-outs. Why were you guys having success? What was working?
Coach Dennison. That's all I can say. Coach Dennison's master schemes, scheming stuff up. We're flying around, making plays in the backfield.
How do you translate this defensive performance when it comes into coming back home and having your home crowd behind you? Because it sounded like a lot of traveling Vandal fans sure were loud tonight.
Right. We don't lose in the dome. That's how I see it. We're not gonna lose in the dome. After what we just seen at it, we can see we can play against other guys. Can't nobody stop us really.
Donovan, sorry, go ahead.
How much of an advantage is it to start the season? I mean, this is an away game, but just 8 miles down the road and then 2 home games to give you guys some momentum.
It's a great advantage. We're so lucky that the Idaho fans, our guys showed out and came out to the stands. But we're gonna pack the dome out for us again because they're just seeing how good we could be. We're just right there. Just right there.
The WCU offense had a hard time moving the ball down the field until that last drive. Yeah. What happened in that last drive? Were they able to score?
Just a little bit of lack of details. That's all. They kind of got fast paced. We get a little bit tired, but that's on us. We need to do a better job come Sunday. We're getting a little bit more conditioning in, so we prepare for those type of moments.
Nate, obviously this game meant a lot to you. Overall, just your thoughts on playing your last battle with Palouse, and like you mentioned, your first one of these wasn't your best game, and just how proud can you be of your team after tonight?
We battled, and it was a close game all the way through. Right now I'm kicking myself a little. I just think the offense missed some opportunities throughout the game. We had a couple short fields we didn't take advantage of. I would have loved to punch it in at the end there, but at the end of the day, I'm proud of my guys and I'm proud of this team, and I know the best is yet to come.
Nate, you've blocked for a handful of quarterbacks during your time here at Idaho. This being Joshua's first game, what do you have to say about the fact that he was over 100 yards on the ground in his first game? Having that dual threat ability in the backfield.
Not only is he a great player and a great quarterback, he's a great leader, and he's an even better person and teammate off the field. And there's no one else I'd rather block for than 3. And I think he's going to have a lot better games than he did tonight. He's going to light up the stat sheet for this year.
Donovan, how was it prepping for a surprise at quarterback, and at what point did you kind of realize who you'd be facing and maybe that you'd be facing more than one?
Yeah, Josh, he's great. To be honest, I'm gonna let you know, he was killing us and leading up to this game. So I believe he really set us up, helped prepare us as defensive, so make sure to keep the quarterback maintained and contain my bad. But he's a great quarterback. He throws. He has a great arm on him, and he sees everything on the field. So I really believe he truly got us going. He's the reason why we're such a great defense, and we'll be showing that throughout the season.
Well, Donovan, I guess seeing Potter out there, I mean, how much film did you guys even have on him, and were you all ready for him to be the starter?
Coach Dennison is going to set us up. We had everything on all the quarterbacks, so it doesn't matter who was in there. So we knew what their best abilities were and what their weaknesses are. And just came up short today. That's all.
Question for players?
Can you kind of walk us through when McLain got the fumble there near the end, giving you guys a shot in the red zone, just your emotions and
Yeah. I just want to say a special shout out to Matyus McLain. He's the one that really made that play, and guys blessed me with that opportunity to get off my tap, get off my block. The ball is right there. Just special shout out to Matyus McLain on that play for sure.
All right, thanks, guys.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Appreciate you, fellas.
Thanks, Coach.
Yep.
Questions for Coach?
Yeah, Coach, how comfortable do you think Josh Wood looked out there? I mean, he had a lot of yards rushing with a few passing yards. How do you think he looked?
I think he did some really good things. He's got to do a better job controlling his emotions. He got an unsportsmanlike penalty. Don't like that. Obviously, that's going to hurt you every time when you got a great gain and then you lose 15 yards. But overall, I felt like for a first game, he played well. But I think that young man is going to have some games that are 10 times better than that, especially throwing the football. But I definitely thought you got to see his ability to be a dual threat guy. Obviously, he can get it done on the ground, but I think you're going to see a lot more of him moving forward throwing the ball.
So obviously falling up short in the end, but having that blitz of offense coming in that sort of 6-minute pocket late in that fourth quarter, how can you translate that and keep that up at home, especially with a crowd that will have even more your back, considering there are a whole lot of Vandal fans at this game?
Yeah, I mean, shout out to the Vandal family. Obviously, they showed out in big numbers tonight. That was really, really cool to see. I think it really helped us defensively being on that end. That's kind of why we chose that end for the fourth quarter, just because we knew our Vandal fans were there. And if we got a chance to get them in that area, they're going to be really loud. But as far as our offense, we had a lot of good offense. We just had a lot of penalties, right? Anytime you're moving the ball and then setting yourself back, it's going to be tough to continue drives. So I think just building off of the good and trying to eliminate the mistakes is where we want to try to get to for next week.
Holding Washington State to just 3 rushing yards. I mean, speak about just how, that's such a difficult number to hit from
Yeah.
the defense. Just talk about how successful that was to hold them that few.
Yeah, anytime you can hold an offense that has a philosophy of running the football to 3 yards, you feel really good about where you're at defensively. But it goes back to our number one principle on the field. Like, we want to be a physical team. And I think you saw our physical camp really pay off because they really didn't have anywhere to run in this football game. And our defensive linemen and our linebackers, I thought, flew around and really did a great job with the plan Coach Dennison had. And I look forward to seeing more of those plans because, again, that's our motto. We want to stop the run on defense, and we did that tonight.
Can you tell me about the exchange you and Coach Rodgers shared after the game?
Oh, it was nothing. I wasn't mad at Jimmy at all. I was ticked off that one of his players was running down our sideline talking trash. And the great thing about Coach Rodgers is he asked what happened. I told him. He said, Coach, I'll get that cleaned up. So it definitely wasn't it probably looked like more of a hard exchange than it actually was. But it was really me just ticked off at one of his players and letting him know what happened. And I know Jimmy will get that cleaned up because I don't think that's what he wants his program to be about at all. And so that was definitely not a heated exchange by any stretch. Probably looked a lot more heated than it actually was.
This is the first full game, real game for your culture. You're building this program. How do you think this is going to be building going forward, and how do you think the culture is developing?
Well, I think the culture's developing is according to plan. You saw a group of guys that at no point thought they weren't going to win the game. We were 3 seconds left on the clock, and we're throwing it around like backyard football, and I think our sideline thought we were going to win. And so I think that belief, that physicality, and that we're going to go into every game doing this together is definitely coming along in terms of our culture for sure.
Coach, obviously ball security is job security, but on your 2 fumbles, it was your guys fighting for extra yards. I guess the teaching point there, how do you kind of, go about that when, those guys are competitors, they're just trying to get more yardage, but, things like that happen.
Yeah, we got to do a better job taking care of the football. There's no question about that. Anytime you give a team 2 opportunities you didn't have to, it's going to hurt. And I thought the second fumble was worse because we just got to do a better job with our football intelligence, understanding we're running the ball in 3rd and 1,000,000, not to get a first down, but to just get in a position where we can pump the football. And so we just got to really work on our situational awareness. And I think in general, just doing a better job. Maybe we need to probably put a few more ball security drills in this week just to kind of refocus on that. I don't think it's an issue. It has not been an issue throughout fall camp. and the two guys that fumbled are about as reliable as they get. I mean, Eli Cummings probably has 2 or 3 fumbles in his 5-year career here. So not super concerned about it as an issue, but definitely want to clean that up.
And then were you able at all to just kind of drink in when Matyus made that fumble and Donovan got it? I mean, your fans went absolutely bananas in a, you know, different team stadium. I guess just, you know, you talked about building this and continuing what Coach Eck left here. I mean, to see something like that here in your first game, what did that mean to you?
Well, it meant a lot. And like I said, this group is going to keep fighting. They know nothing else but to play hard every play. And so seeing them play that hard, get a turnover, and then see the Vandal Nation go crazy was pretty special. I didn't have a lot of time to think about it because we had to go play offense. But again, I thought it was a pretty special moment and definitely something I think our fans will continue to look forward to on defense when we get to the Dome.
What? Go ahead.
Maybe a thought on Matyus. He forced that fumble
He's
and played well.
a MFing dude. Anybody that's asked me about who's the guy this year that's going to come out and really be a all-conference type player, I told is Matyus McLain. So it's not shocking to me at all because I watch this kid do it every single day. That guy is an absolute machine. He plays harder than anyone on our team, and we have a team full of guys that are tryhards. And so I'm really excited about Matyus, and he's going to be a household name here very, very soon.
What do you think the weakest points were in this game, and what do you guys think you need to build on going forward?
Take care of the ball. I mean, we got to take care of the ball. We cannot have so many penalties. You know, we had way too many self-inflicted wounds offensively. We played lights out defensively. I think we got to do a little bit better job situational football with our corners, just understanding where the offense is trying to get the ball. But the big thing really was offensively. You know, I haven't looked at all the stats yet, but we had close to 100 yards in penalties. And so we got to really clean that up, and we got to take care of the football.
Coach, you've emphasized physicality, a monster game tonight for Isiah King. You guys lost a couple defenders this offseason. How big was his performance here tonight?
Huge. You know, Isiah is an absolute difference maker. You know, we kind of protected him all fall camp. He was coming back off of a hamstring injury, but it was evident to me every time that guy's on the field for us, it changes our defense. And I think you really got a chance to see that tonight. I mean, I think he was our leading tackler. I think he had 6 tackles tonight. But I know Isiah also is thinking about the 1 tackle he didn't make. So he's a very, very tough competitor. He's a physical guy, and I'm extremely excited to have him on my team.
Looking forward to Dome Sweet Dome next week.
Can't wait. We got the best fans in all of FCS football. I think we have the coolest facility in all of college football, and I can't wait to show our home fans what we're all about. You know, I think they got a taste of it tonight, but I'm really excited to get back to the Dome because, again, we don't lose in the Dome.
Coach, in that fourth quarter, Joshua threw a ball down the right sideline, and it was incomplete pass, but it looked like it was, you know, borderline pass interference, and that was, you know, tell me about, you know, how big of a hit that was for you guys, you know, having to kind of just flush that and try to keep going with the drive.
You know, we try not to worry about things we can't control, and officiating's one of them, right? I'm never going to talk bad about officials. They have a very tough job, and I thought the officiating, honestly, tonight was pretty good. And I thought they did a really nice job. And, you know, obviously you'd like them to make that call, but it's a judgment call. It could have went either way. So it really didn't deter us in any way.
Thanks, Coach.
Thanks,
All right,
Coach.
thank you, guys. We'll see you guys soon.